Okay, welcome to the Let's Enjoy Piano Self-Expression Method. If you don't have the book, go to the website, let'senjoypiano.com, and pick up a copy. It's a toolbox that deals with all situations of chords and accompaniment, improvising, composing, jamming, and how to use the chord, how to lay out the chord. And we're going to lay out the fully diminished chord and the half diminished chord today in the song Autumn Leaves. It has the half diminished chord of F sharp minor 7 flat 5, which is, there's F sharp minor 7. When you flat the 5, that's called the half diminished, because your first 3 notes are diminished and the top 3 notes are minor. So every time you see a flat 5, you know there's a diminished chord involved, because the diminished chord is derived from a minor chord flatting the 5. And then the top of a half diminished chord, or 7 minor 7 flat 5, is a minor. Minor 7 flat 5, a minor on the top, a diminished on the bottom, diminished triad. That's on page 70, all the diminished triads. And page 70 and page 59 is the 9 chords that work with the half diminished. But here the half diminished exists by itself. So the F sharp minor 7 flat 5 in Autumn Leaves exists in this position with the A minor this way. It also exists in this position with the A minor second inversion, first inversion with the F sharp, second inversion with the F sharp, root with the F sharp. Always try to find the minor chord. So we have that in. Here it comes up. So that was F sharp minor 7 flat 5, A melody. So I just find the A minor triad, put it in the first inversion. That's the way the A could be on top. If you have the book, you know the formula R1, when the root's in the melody, the position is first inversion. When the third's in the melody, here's A minor, the third in the melody, 3-2. Second inversion, when the third note is in the melody. The third of the chord. Okay, so that's how you lay that out, and that's in that part of it appears on the next line. If you have the lead sheet in the key of G, you'll have all the chords laid out for you. But regardless of what song it is, the F sharp minor 7 appears in a lot of different keys, but it does appear a number of times in this song. So we have A being the root, being the A, and it's therefore first inversion. F sharp is in that position. It's also used in this position, A minor 6 with the F sharp up here, and we have that in the second line. Now we go to the fully diminished chord, which is on page 70 at the bottom. That gives rise to the 7 flat 9. And that is, first chord is E7 flat 9. E, here's E major, here's the 7. And a diminished chord is the top of every 7. Dominant 7, diminished, think of that. Dominant 7, diminished. And you add on the flat 9. Here's the root, here's the 7, here's the flat 9. Here's the major 7, here's the 7, here's the flat 9. So we add that on. Every note is in relation to the root, and there is a E7 flat 9, which we play the right hand from the third, and there's E7 flat 9, fully diminished. Same thing with B7 flat 9 when we get down to the next line. we start on the 7 this time. You can start on the 3rd, the 5th, but you also start on the 7. And here's the 7 now. The B7 flat 9, you can go to the E7, E fully diminished, because we have a C melody coming up. So we have an F sharp melody, and we have a C melody. Same diminished chord, same 7 flat 9. We just invert the diminished chord. There's no inversion. It becomes a new diminished chord. A fully diminished becomes C fully diminished, becomes E flat fully diminished. So you got to practice your triad, 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 triad. And you put it together, 7 flat 9. And it can exist by itself too, as a fully diminished chord, but a 7 flat 9 has a B in the bass. If you play the 3rd page of the Moonlight Sonata, Beethoven does the fully diminished chords by themselves, but he alternates. Rather than going this way, he alternates. Root, 5th, 3rd, 7. This one too. Next chord. So he does alternative, but he uses the 7 flat 9 chord. Without the bass. Rootless chord, let's put it that way. And now you have a C half diminished chord, C sharp half diminished, which is C minor 7, C minor 7 flat 5. And we're back to the half diminished, which is minor and diminished, minor and diminished. That's your half diminished chord. And your fully diminished has a fully 2 diminished triads. Gets a little complicated, but just focus on your learning your diminished chords, and then you'll be able to see them better. You'll be able to visualize them. Page 70 has the diminished chords visualized in shapes, similar shapes. So check that out. And the half diminished chord is on page 59, because that relates to the 9 chord. But it can exist by itself, as it does here in Autumn Leaves. Okay, so that's that sound of half diminished. In the middle part, here comes the fully diminished 7 flat 9, half diminished. Fully diminished, fully diminished, half diminished, half diminished, fully diminished, regular E minor. So if I play that last line without talking, this is the half diminished going to the fully diminished, half diminished going to the half diminished, fully diminished. Okay, here it is. Okay, I'm sure you're pulling your hair out by now, but if it's well worth it. It's a beautiful song, and it occurs in many other songs as well. So half diminished, fully diminished, 7 flat 9, and 9 chord. So if you have any questions, you want to take some online lessons, look me up, let'senjoypiano.com, and study this tutorial, because this is as complicated as it gets in popular music with the extension 9 chords and 7 flat 9s, but they are vital chords to American popular song. And even Beethoven used the diminished chords all over the place in the Moonlight Sonata, and many other composers did all over the place. The diminished chord is your word for the week. Okay, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time around. Take care.